I ain't seen real. I ain't seen real problems since stripping off grades. I just be making up different reasons for my nieces. From my day, I pick enough to keep it up, but ain't no thing straight, cause ain't no reason for this money to stay. Like, what you want? What you want? I got Jesus giving money, what you want? I've been sitting and pitching this for a reason to cry. So I'ma say I love you, but keep a look on my eye. Cause I can never really want you unless it's money or pride. So when I say I really love you, boy, just know it's a lie. Like, I ain't mean it. I ain't mean it. I just need another reason for a sickness. Another bag, another season, another description, another feeling. Boy, God, I gave him a lot, but I keep.
Homie got a pump cause he got no. Homie stay tripping cause I got no funds. Homie got a pump cause he got no. Homie stay tripping cause I got no funds. Homie got a bump with it ain't not fun. Or I got a bump with.
It is time for football as we welcome you to another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Here is Cam Little, ready to get this thing started. And off we go here on EA Sports. On the return, it's Devin Duvernay. Good return here. Brings it up to the 33-yard line.
They'll take over. First down and 10 at their own 33-yard line.
They'll come up here, first and 10. They run with the Oregon man. It's Bucky Irving. And he slips through an opening. Winds up getting about 8. That is past the 40-yard line. Here's second and 2. Right back to Irving. And he is fortunate to get past the line of scrimmage. Call it a yard at most. Jalen Carter out of Georgia makes the tackle. Trying to avoid the early 3 and out. They face third and a yard. They'll go again here with Irving. The defense all over that. Met him in the back. Stopped in his tracks, and it sets up fourth down.
The idea here for this offense is you're not really thinking necessarily touchdown, you're thinking first down. Let's get a fresh set of downs here and reset. But in this case, they suffer a loss, and it brings up fourth down.
What a call on this opening drive. They're going to go for it on fourth down. They do indeed snap it as they'll try and throw. His first throw of the game is going to be intercepted. It's the safety, Julian Blackman. And he is going to score. A pick-6 for the touchdown. So they make the decision on fourth down to try to go for it. Instead, it goes back the other way for a pick-6.
Yeah, and anytime you go for it on fourth down, you're saying, hey, we don't mind rolling the dice and taking some chances. In this case, it backfires. The defense is able to capitalize, and they take it all the way back the other way.
Cam Little comes on now for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Shamrocks will take a 7-0 lead. Little now following the touchdown, out to kick this one away. Duvernay on the return. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line.
They'll take over. First down and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Plays going nowhere, taken down behind the line. A great way for this defense to get on the field and get started. Last play went the wrong way. It sets up second and long. It's second down and 12. Now here's a keeper on the zone read. And out of bounds he goes, just shy of midfield. 20-yard pickup there. And that will be a first down.
There's just so many ways this offense can beat you, Mike. He adds such a layer to this offense with their ability to use him as a designed runner, and we can see there as he picks up the first down.
Blown back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
And a nice pickup there by the back with an explosive run play. And it's important to point out, Mike, this offensive play caller, he's still working off that opening script. It doesn't necessarily have to just be the first possession. Using formations, using run game and pass. Unmasked
in trouble, and he's going to be taken down. Micah Parsons, too tough to stop, gets in to bring him down. They put Kelsey in motion. Out of the gun, here's a run at the gut. Well, they'll get some of the sack yardage back, but it's still going to leave them with third down.
Really nice job by the interior of this offensive line. It typically just takes one guy to distort the defense to give the back enough room to operate, and that's exactly what they did here, and it led to a big gain.
On third down, they'll set up to throw. That's complete. Who else? It's Kelsey. And they're going to take this into the red zone to the 15-yard line. In the red zone now, he'll drop to throw. Off he goes.
While he was running away from the pocket, Mike, I was wondering, was he going to just throw that one away or try to make something out of nothing? Give him credit. He does a nice job picking up some positive yardage before he's forced to go out of bounds.
And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold him to 2 and bring up third down. He'll drop to throw. That's going to be intercepted in the end zone. Picked off by Cam Taylor-Britt. And the Shamrocks are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line.
I'm not going to sit here, Mike, and say there's ever a good time to throw a red zone interception. But in this case, it's the first half. You have the rest of the game to get yourself back down here in the red zone and make up for that miscue, because next time they get down here, they got to be a lot more careful when they decide to air it out.
And this defense plays it beautifully. They knock him back to the 7.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And he's going to be swallowed up again. Back-to-back runs, back-to-back losses. Now it is third down. On third down, it's Williams from the gun. His first throw of the game is going to be intercepted. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the goal line. Nearly a pick 6, but he does set up the offense with first and goal.
I know it doesn't seem like a ton of yards on top of that pick, but that was really well done. I mean, it's just going to make life so much easier now as the offense takes the field, trying to capitalize off of that turnover.
So now, after the interception, a sudden change situation. First and goal. He'll try to run this one in. And he will fight his way to the end zone. Touchdown, Caps. Touchdown number 15 for him on the season. Chad Ryland now for the extra point. The kick is good. And the Caps will tie things up at 7-7 here in the opening quarter. So back to level after the touchdown and time for the kickoff. Now return coming from the 7. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. Set to go now on 1st and 10. They'll begin here on the ground. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
A corner who is not only a good tackler, Mike, but a willing tackler can be a huge asset to any defense. So often they get a bad rap. They're considered just pass defenders. They want to run around. But for a guy to be able to come up and force the run and keep this to no gain, man, that makes a big difference on any defense.
A touchdown apiece here in the first quarter of play.
Score tied 7-7.
Third and 6. Working out of the gun, here's Williams. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
And barring an aggressive decision here on 4th down, it just seemed like a really wasted possession to go 3 and out, not able to pick up a single 1st down. Not only do you not able to gain any field position advantage, it really takes a lot of the wind out of your sails as you find yourself jogging off the field and the punt team coming on.
They're going for it. Here's Williams. That's taken in, and he's going to have the 1st down. An aggressive call there, but it works out as they convert on 4th down. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. Williams to the air once more. Going up top and looking for Flowers. That changes a lot. He's out of bounds all the way down at the 20-yard line. They get big yardage on the deep ball. 45 yards. They'll motion over Flowers. They'll run, and for the first time, it's Jonathan Brooks. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Clearly trying to catch the defense by surprise, Mike. If the draw works, it's a touchdown. But being down here in the red zone, this is a tough spot on the field to get away with running that draw play.
They'll run it on the inside handoff. And he'll get them 5 yards closer, but now 3rd down coming up.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Operating from the shotgun, it's Williams. That's his first reception of the ballgame, and it really comes at a good time as they get the conversion on 3rd down. This has been some kind of march downfield. Now, can they pay it off with 6? It's 1st and goal. To the end zone, it's intercepted. And the Caps are going to take possession here as they get it at their own 4.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's positioning. Being able to get himself to a spot to get his hands on the ball and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown. And instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field. Man, what a big-time play here by the corner. It feels like he knew that play was coming before the ball was even snapped. You can see he sticks his foot in the ground and bursts. He ends that play before it even has a chance to get started.
That's to Waddle again. And he'll get about 6 before he's taken down.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
It'll be a pickup of 10. That's enough for a first down.
It's a gain of 10. And the St. Louis first down.
In motion, it's Waddle. They'll look to throw again. A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up second down. They'll look to throw yet again. To the left side, into the hands of Moore. And he'll be taken down just shy of the 30. Here's 1st and 10. Back to the air one more time.
You know, Mike, nice job here by the quarterback, just understanding on these early downs, you just don't want to go backwards. So he's able to avoid the negative play, pick up a little bit, and mostly avoid the sack.
Back to throw. That's complete to Moore on the right side. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down. He'll look to throw. Throwing over the middle. This one is complete. And it looks like he's going to have a first down. Nothing fancy there. Short completion, but it yields a fresh set of downs. They'll look to throw. That'll be taken in by Moore. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
I think the rest of those receivers in the huddle have all come to the realization that they might not be getting a target anytime soon. And frankly, I don't blame them. I mean, they're riding the hot hand, and rightfully so. Until this defense proves that they can stop him in the passing game, I expect the quarterback to just continue to go back to time again. And what really stands out about this drive is the ability of the quarterback to really spread the ball around to multiple targets and put so much pressure on the defense, deciding who do they want to account for, because no matter who they try to take away, the quarterback's doing a nice job of finding the open man.
Now they'll set up to throw. And for the 3rd time in this first half, he's been intercepted. Picked off by DJ Turner. And the Shamrocks are going to take over at their own 30-yard line.
When you find yourself in this situation, Mike, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You've got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
Here's Williams on 1st and 10. Down the field, he's got St. Brown. timeout signal for them, and they'll get it with 10 seconds until the break. The motion man here is Mitchell. On 1st and 10, it's Williams. And not wanting to take on any contact, he's going to slide to a stop. Now whistles. Timeout. 3 seconds left in this first half. Cam Little for this field goal attempt. Spotted at the 35. This a 45-yard attempt. Little's kick is good. And the Shamrocks will break our tie and take a 10-7 lead. Coach, thanks. This one's still anyone's game. We'll see who can come out with the hot hand in this second half. About to get started. Three points, all that separates these two sides, has half number 2. Kicks off. This will be returned from the 6. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. They'll start this on the ground with Brooks. Here's 2nd and 6. From the shotgun, it's Williams. That is left side and caught by Flowers. They'll mark him down up at the 44-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
They'll motion over Flowers. Throwing on 1st down, it's Williams. And they're going to get to him and take him down, taken back to the other side of midfield.
And now we're seeing the game kind of go back and forth. Each team trading blows, trying to establish control over the other. Nice chunk play on the previous play. The defense responds back with a sack, and we'll see which team can establish a little bit more of this control as the game unfolds.
Third and long. Williams. And that is incomplete. Zay Flowers, the intended receiver, and it's going to be 4th down.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with the lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback. You know, more often than not in the NFL, games are won based on who wins critical downs. Well, that 4th down attempt right there was exactly that, and this defense came up huge for a big-time 4th down stop.
Thrown quickly, that's more on the RPO. And they're going to be set up in the red zone. They've got it inside the 15.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone, and this is where you have to finish drives.
And the woes in the running game continue. They're going to subtract yards there. A loss on the play. Here's a 2nd and 12. Now, faking the give. A throw on the move is caught. And he will score. Touchdown, Caps.
Mike, we used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. Two guys clearly on the same page. Quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. He's there, ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and that's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
Makes the score Caps 14, Shamrocks 10.
Here's Ryland now. After the TD, he'll send this one away. This fielded at about the 9. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Now Williams going up top. He's got it. And they are not going to catch up to him. He will score. 74 yards for the touchdown. Well, that is a quick drive and the best way to finish it. The touchdown pass downfield. Greg, you rarely see a deep shot like that to start a drive.
You're right, Mike. We don't see it a lot, but I wish we did. It's actually the most efficient and safest down to pass the ball. And in this case, the defense is thinking run, got a lot of defenders up in the box, and they're able to strike deep with a pass play for 6.
Little now following the touchdown, out to kick this one away. It's a return. Here comes Calvin Austin. Now an opening past the 30. Good return here. Brings it up to the 33-yard line. On play action, he'll set up to throw. He's going to look for the home run ball.
That's clinic tape here by the receiver. He identifies quickly it's man coverage, and you've got a go route. You've got to stack that defender. Get on top of him and make him play through your body to contest the throw. This ball's thrown with better accuracy. Not only is it a big completion, but he's got a chance to take this thing the distance. Very positive returns on that run. I mean, really, the only thing not to like is that they weren't able to move the chains. But you know what? The way he ran there, I think they go right back to him and see if he has even a bigger carry in.
And he's going to be close to that 1st down. Looks like he made it past the yellow line. Yes, he did. It is indeed a 1st down.
I think everybody in the stadium saw that run coming, Mike, but good luck stopping it. I mean, all he really had to do was just fall forward, and it would be enough to pick up the 1st down.
He'll drop to throw. Gonna look deep, looking for more. And he will go all the way. Rondale Moore. Touchdown, Caps. A beautiful combination in the air there, the pass downfield, and bringing it the rest of the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And it's really just a great route, Mike, and then a beautiful throw. The accuracy of the throw is what allowed the receiver not only to secure the catch, but then be able to turn it up and finish the play and find himself in the end zone.
Here's Ryland now. After the TD, he'll send this one away. This taken in at the 8-yard line. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. First and 10. Working out of the gun, here's Williams. That ball flutters to the ground. It's incomplete. Well, fortunate there wasn't a defender right there in the area. Could have been a turnover. Instead, it brings up second down. Throwing is Williams. Now a pass deep for St. Brown. And for a third time today, he's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Brown.
Well, I think by now, Mike, we know where the biggest mismatch of this game has been. This defense is all over this passing game. Everywhere they look, they have defenders in the right spot. They've resulted now in 3 interceptions, all while forcing this offense to try to adjust their game plan on the fly.
He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up second down.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice rhythm so far.
And nice work after the catch. He stopped a little short of the first down marker, but it is a pickup of 9. Third and a yard. They'll throw out of the gun. And for the 4th time today, he has been intercepted. Picked off by DJ Turner. Williams going to keep it on the zone read. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3.
Nice job by the defense. They had that one well read from the beginning, Mike. Someone's responsible for the running back, but the key here was the defender responsible for the quarterback. Stays with him, keeps him to a short gain.
A play fake, and they'll throw with Williams. And for the 4th time today, he has been intercepted. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
All right, so that's consecutive drives now. You've come out here and thrown interceptions. I think at this point, Mike, it's time to run the ball. It's time to give this offense a little bit of a reset, settle this quarterback down. And if nothing else, let's cool off this secondary. They are flying to the ball. They are taking chance after chance. Let's remove them from the defense for a while, make them defend the run, and let's get our offense back on track.
They'll come up now for second down and 4. give up the middle. And nothing on that one. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
These edge rushers, they are judged by their sack totals, Mike. They love to rush the passer. But they have responsibilities in the run game as well. Great job here, keeping it to no gain.
This crowd into it now as we get to third down. Going to try to pick up the first down with his own read.
Great work there defensively, Mike. You could tell they were onto that one from the start. They're able to hold him to a short gain on the keeper and force the fourth down.
That's complete. Who else? It's Kelsey. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Travis Kelsey. Touchdown Caps. Ryland's kick here is good. And the Caps will open it up even further here in this fourth quarter. Here's Ryland now. After the TD, he'll send this one away. This one taken at the 7. And he'll be forced out of bounds, but a very solid return. His drive will start on the ground, and that'll be a pickup of 3. Second and 7.
Brings up second and 7 at the 35.
Operating from the shotgun, it's Williams. That is catch number 60 for the season. Williams going to look to throw it on first down. Oh, for the 5th time, he is intercepted. And the Caps will have great field position right around midfield.
And at this point in the game, Mike, we all know one play can be the difference between winning and losing. And now after that poor throw, we'll see, can they capitalize on this extra possession that they just stole?
And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
A give. This is Irving. And he'll be hauled down at about the 35-yard line.
2-possession lead, fourth quarter. This is the time, Mike, when you really can rely heavily on your run game. Everybody in the stadium knows you're going to run it, including the defense. They just can't come up with an answer to stopping it.
That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8.
This is a great example here of just not getting too complicated as an offensive coordinator. Who's one of your best players on the field, and how do you get the ball in his hands?
They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. A handoff as they try to run it here. And he'll take this one forward for about 3, and that's a first down.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. 2nd and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the first down.
So, 2 minutes to play here in the second half. Greg and I back for the conclusion in a moment. They'll drop to throw. That one complete to Moore. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard. Here's a 2nd and 9.
At the 22-yard line.
On the handoff, it's Irving. He is met and dropped. Good defense. Loss of a couple on that play.
You know, at this point, the defense has to sell out and stop the run. You know exactly what the offense is trying to get accomplished by keeping the ball on the ground. But now the question remains.
Oh, in trouble. Down he goes. Now his defense will use the first of their timeouts as they get it with just under a minute to go in this football game. Ryland's kick is good. And the Caps will extend their lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
Across the 20, they'll mark them down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. They'll come up for 1st and 10. Here's Williams. Now, deep shot for Amon-Ra. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
At the 24-yard line.
To throw is Williams. He's hit as he threw. It goes to the ground, and it's an incomplete pass.
A great pass rush is like a closer in baseball. When you bring them into the game, it's all but over. That's exactly the case here. It doesn't result necessarily in a sack, but it was the hit that altered the throw just enough to end that play before it started.
Now a ball deep, middle of the field. That is brought in. And he's going to be brought down inside the 15.
They really showed off their connection on that pitch and catch, Mike, and just really good ball placement and really good separation downfield. And when those two things align, it's just really challenging for a defender to stay with them and take that play away.
Adonai Mitchell, the intended target. And that will lead to a 2nd down. We'll try to throw again. Here's Williams. And that ball incomplete over the middle. He was looking for T.J. Hawkinson on that one. 3rd down coming up. Throwing again, Williams. Taking off, he'll try. Carrying that ball loosely, and it is out. The defense has got it. The quarterback was on the move, starting to gain some yards, but then he lost the ball. And the fumble's recovered by the defense.
And early on, Mike, it was actually a really good job by the quarterback, extending that play, getting some positive yards with his legs, but he decided not to slide and give himself up. He takes that hit, loses the ball, and now the defense takes over.
Not able to stay in. He steps out of bounds, and that'll be a loss of a couple of yards on that one. Down to a knee, and that will do it. They wrap up the regular season with a victory. So it's a win for our visitors. They finish off the regular season with some momentum, and they'll wait with bated breath to find out who they're going to play next week in the wild card round. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. So long, everybody.
Hey, it's Paul. I was listening to the album, Good Luck.